Listened.
The first words that my stream heard were hookers.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the hooker show. I just saw a fox.
And the fox sure saw sheeper.
Yeah, I turned the corner around my house and it just jolted up, like the second it saw me, and then died. Like, it couldn't see us staring at it through the window and obsessing over it. Totally. Yeah. I want to, like, think about the idea of us just doing a lot of weird races to populate the world. That's the picture-in-picture plan.
I mean, it'd work.
What? Okay. Okay. Let's see.
Oh yes, Mothman, the race that is really weak to light for some reason. Because they just follow it. It's like, oh, you've cast light magic. Well, you've attracted the attention of the moth people. Good luck. You can hear the chant of lom, 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 lom. You don't even know what a lamp is, but you can hear it. You can hear it from the woods.
Legs. It's not just lamp they're after. Isn't Fallout 4 the tabletop RPGs in the title? And who fucking cares? No one likes a narc. Are you a fucking narc? Should goddamn hope not.
I mean, they could, but you never know.
I make it my business, you know.
Connect that.
So what's up with you, gorgeous?
Well, the WhatsApp is the thing that I've been streaming me doing in Discord.
Making a Crockman.
Making Crockman.
Lovely, lovely Crockman. Mm-hmm. Mm.
Creature stuff. Why am I trying to look at that screen all the way over there without my glasses on when I have the screen right in front of my face?
Let me hop in your chat and toggle glasses.
Which will mean I put my glasses back on.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so if we're gonna do this, let's make sure there's some kind of music. Discord audio is working.
Hello, I'm Johnny Discord Audio. I'm from Wales.
I'm from Wales.
I'm from Wales. Can't you tell by my undecipherable accent? Yeah, I'm from Wales. How could you tell?
How could you tell? Well, it was either you're Welsh or you're dying of horrible diseases.
Was either Welsh or venereal disease. Hey, can we talk about how I'm allowed to make Welsh jokes? I'm Welsh. Don't at me on this.
You can make Welsh jokes in Welsh.
No, I can make them in Welsh. I am Welsh. I'm allowed to get away with it, baby. Okay.
I actually need to have a bit of research and find out what the fuck this kind of boat was called again.
Cheery.
cheaper.
I mean this in the kindest way humanly possible, because I'm going to use it to probe information out of you. You're old.
Yes.
Do you remember a nursery book? Which was about a bunch of alligators on a little boat, and they had a family on that boat.
No.
It
Not
was...
not off the top of my head.
Like, the little boat had like a little water wheel in it, and they all lived in it. Shit was weird and shit.
Don't think I remember that one.
I only ask because when I was growing up, we got a lot of older media in our house because, again, we come from the third world of England, you know, Yorkshire.
Yeah.
So we didn't really have the sort of...
Called not London.
Yeah, we didn't really have a lot of, like, the opportunities of the South afforded to us up here. So when it came to, like, a lot of media and stuff, we usually had to buy, like, media secondhand and such, you know? So when it came to it, we'd be watching stuff like... We'd be watching Danger Mouse, you know? Like, that was my childhood thing.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
other kids would be like, what's Danger Mouse? And I'd be like, bro.
And you're like, Danger Mouse is fucking awesome, shut the fuck up. Penfold
And
was a dude.
I'd beat them to death. Classic British hazing ritual.
You don't like the media I like, I'm going to murder you now.
Yeah. Classic bit of British, like, stuff, innit?
Bit of British banter, innit?
Proper British banter kills you. No, yeah, we'd always have sort of media like that. Like, my brother, God bless him, I think this came from a place of him maybe not knowing what to get me for birthdays. But, he just sort of, like, re-gifted me. Because, like, my brother was, he was in, like, his 14s. Or something, when I was born. So, like, I guess when he met us, he really didn't have any idea what the fuck to do about it. So, like, one of the first gifts he ever got me was the, it was a copy of, Danger Mouse that I guarantee he probably watched when he was a kid. And it really shaped my personality at the time, I gotta say. Hi, Zazzy. I love you, Zazzy.
Zazzy?
Sheeper, how you doing as well as Cheery? Hey, Bo, I just want to let you know something. You remember when you redeemed Timeout earlier? Did you know that one of my moderators redeemed it before you and they doubled it? I won't tell you who.
See,
you love Danger Mouse? Yeah, but Cheery didn't actually double it, so that could play any time, Bo. You should be careful.
I was going to say, I didn't double it because I didn't realise that was the thing that happens.
Yeah, my mod said, hey, can I double this and pass it on to the next person? And I was like, yeah.
So what you're trying to say is Frop should get another...
You may have to plead your case, Frop.
Oh god, I just heard my voice.
Beautiful voice.
Can you tone me out so I don't have to hear it?
Nope.
Or at least you make me do my fucking voice exercises so that I don't sound so this.
So what you're saying is, my Jazzy? You is Jazzy. I love you so much, Jazzy.
You is Jazzy.
Danger Mouse fucked.
To be fair, he probably did quite a lot. He was a spy after all.
Can you find Danger Mouse on E621?
You probably can. You probably find quite a lot because it's an old character.
So I gotta say something. Kids these days are really entitled when it comes to animated animal sort of like personalities in media. It's like, it's not just enough that they get their funny little animal guy anymore. They want to know, like, oh, but why is the animal talking and stuff? Like, back in the day, it was just, bruv, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? No one ever asked, why does Danger Mouse talk?
No, it just happened.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the ones I remember that's one of the really weird ones was fucking Banana Man. Literally, it was a man who ate a banana and then became a superhero called Banana Man.
Danger Mouse was remade?
Oh, fuck remakes.
Yeah, they put a remake on Netflix for it. I remember seeing it and thinking, wow, this looks like trash.
Well, the first hint was it was on Netflix.
Mm-hmm. You got Banana Man too, Jazzy? Your birthday's in 2 days. Happy 12th birthday, Bo. I'm Bo, a little baby boy, and he's growing.
Oh no, quickly, we'd have to,
Hit him for rock.
For being underage.
Yeah, fuck the timeout. See you in Ben realm. Okay.
I mean, just to check, you realise, earlier on it was Frop that I toned out.
Mm-hmm.
Just making sure that you're not, thinking that it was someone else. I don't know if the plan was the doubling of the timeout can happen whenever, for anyone, or if it's going to be specifically it can happen to Frop at any time.
So I just thought about the idea of just randomly bullying someone.
So in the middle of a conversation, we just go, Frop, timeout. 10 minutes.
Count Drake, Count Darkula was a spin-off of Danger Mouse. It was, and they did have a crossover at one point, and it was beautiful. Hey, Cheery. Question for you. Let me share my screen to you real quick. I want to ask you a question. Artistically speaking.
Needs bigger boobs.
Can you take a look at these two things real quick? Like this rock and this rock.
Which rock and which rock again?
This one and this one.
Yeah.
Okay. So, worse or better?
As in, which one's the worst one and which one's the better one?
Is it just one of those cases of you can barely tell anyway? Shut up.
Honestly, the lower one looks like it's two separate rocks.
Oh no, I am making something change, so I'm guessing you can't see that. Got it.
I mean, you got to remember as well that my glasses are off.
So Shin Kamen Rider's an early birthday gift? That's the guy who goes, my name's Shin Kamen Rider and I'm a homosexual. Happy Pride Month, right? That's how I remember it going anyway. I was kind of out of it watching that shit.
I have never watched it, and I never will.
Cheering out here with the boldest take.
I mean, it's basically just like Power Rangers.
Yeah.
So
it's like Power Rangers, except he's open about his sexuality. Like he fucks men and he's proud of it. You know?
To be fair, there was, I think, pretty much 4 of the 5 original casts for Power Rangers were gay.
Yeah, but they weren't allowed to say it.
they weren't allowed to say it, but they sure fucking acted it.
Except she probably Lord. In a minute.
And if you want to take advantage of the glaring error that no one noticed during filming, that the female Yellow Ranger had a bulge when in the Power Ranger costume, technically one of them was trans too.
Let's go! Trans representation in Power Rangers. Yeah, I never watched the Power Rangers. Do you know what I got instead of Power Rangers?
I don't know.
What was that shitty thing where they had the fucking space satellite somehow? Tracy Island or something.
Thunderbirds.
Fucking Thunderbirds was our replacement Power Rangers.
Oh, I had Thunderbirds as well.
Wasn't it a classic? I ask, genuinely confused.
It was a classic because it was puppets.
Yeah. Kind of all you needed back then. Puppets. Oh, puppet.
What else is off, Jazzy? At the moment, nothing.
Hey, Jazzy, I saw a fox in the garden earlier. I'm almost certain you're going to ask me what did the fox say, but like before we get to that, I just want to say I felt really blessed. And, you know, I thought to myself, what if Jazzy was here to hold my hands as we looked at the fox? Echo Nickel. When a bird scared you as a kid? I mean, people were only there for the space station, let's be honest. We don't have to lie about it. I'm going to keep interrupting you until you assert yourself.
Fuck you.
I swear I wasn't doing that on purpose.
No, I was there for 2 and 4. The weird green turtle that somehow could fly. Because it was somehow a ship. Don't understand how it flies now. It had piddly little wings and shitty engines, and it was fat.
God same.
And then the weird little yellow submarine thing. Well, that mainly too because it's just like, oh, something's happening. Well, just put in whatever the thing is that we have to deal with this specific situation.
You had the island and a big green ship Thunderbird's thing as a kid. It was Tracy Island.
Yes, Tracy Island. Also, if you'd watched Blue Peter, they would have told you how to make one from sticky back plastic.
They always said that.
Which no one ever fucking had.
Cocadice riding.
Thank you so much for the read.
Big pimp friend.
Let me give you a little. How do I do my job?
/ shout out.
Oh shit, that was the wrong one. There we go.
Wow.
Thank you so much for the raid. I hope you enjoyed playing Dead by Daylight. Yo, can we talk about how fucking strange it is that they're just adding Nicolas Cage to that game as just Nicolas Cage?
Honestly, it's fitting.
It is fitting. I love him.
Out of all of the monsters in that game, he is the most Nick Cage.
He's not a monster, though, I think. I think he's a survivor, right?
Please tell me they're going to add in the animatronics from Willy's Wonderland as enemies.
You didn't. DBD sucks. Valid. But hello, Howby. We're doing good. We're doing a little bit of late night art. I'm working on a map for a D&D world. I haven't made much progress.
To be fair, you have had a couple of days off. You were getting a bit of the brain melt.
No excuse. Sets myself on fire.
Perfect.
Lincolnshire
burning out.
The Lincolnshire Rail Base? RNLI base? There's a Thunderbird 1 statue. Is that a rocket? You'll be the Bard? The Bard doesn't exist in this one. In this world, you'd play as the Lore Keeper, because this is set in prehistory. It's a little prehistoric setting on the old D&D genre.
Oh god, I just had a horrible idea.
Oh good. Last time you had a horrible idea, you created the long legs.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually less terrifying, but more terrifying if you've ever heard one. This is prehistory. Most of the instruments we had in prehistory were like basic flutes and whistles, like the Aztec death whistle.
Oh yeah, the Aztec death whistle.
Welcome to your instrument of choice, the death whistle.
You'd never be able to notice the Among Us pattern if you zoomed out far enough. I just have to figure out how to texture an entire desert. I mean, it's like a grey rocky desert. I haven't actually done this yet.
I mean,
this one's pretty simple.
You don't need to add in like a huge amount of detail for a pixel map. As long as you can look at it and go, that's meant to be this. That's all you need.
The oldest profession deserves a class? What are you talking about? You want people to be like whores?
Prostitutes.
Huh?
Yeah.
I'm sure Kaneko might be talking about, like, you know, not prostitutes.
Yeah, but considering everyone's always, that's the one that everyone always goes to when they say, "Oh, it's the oldest profession." It's like, fucking has been around since we first turned up, and someone probably paid for it. So yes, but also
Ooh,
someone
you
probably
get your
paid
little
for-
smarty pants point. Boo-hoo.
But also someone probably said, I've run out of meat. Do you mind if I buy some off you for this stone?" And they went, "Yeah." So trader is also one of the first fucking jobs as well, if we're going by that logic of I need a thing and I have something to barter for it.
I very much doubt the first ever trade in the world was, hey, I'll give you my stick if you give me your ass.
Dick. Stick for dick. Stick for dick.
How do you haggle on that?
Inches
Make it 2
penetrated,
sticks.
I don't know. Oh, you were going from the opposite end of the barter. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I don't feel a need to haggle when it comes to my massive schlong.
Well, the stick's not very good, so I can give you like 4 inches of what I've got, which is like most of it. So
3 inches, final offer. I need these to shift more decent, so we're going to take a little brush and we're going to do it manually. Nope, too dark. Take it, brighten it, brush it. Ooh. Oy vey. Are we going to land on that sweet spot? Doesn't look like it, no. Nope. That's not fitting, right? We'll come back to this beach. Have you ever been to a beach that looks the exact same as another beach that you've been to? I know it's easy to say, like, most beaches look the same. Water in it, you know?
it depends on how you. If you're just talking about the beach itself, then yes, quite a lot of them look the same. But it's the bit on either side that makes the difference of, what are the rocks like that's holding the beach in place, if there are any at all. Because, like, Blackpool has a massive beach, but there's no rocks on either side. It's just a long stretch of sand and cold. Whereas the beaches down in sort of Devon, a lot of them look like they're sandy, but they've got huge cliffs of rock on either side of them, holding the sand in place. So, yes and no.
I have never been to one beach that looks like any other beach that I've been to. Sheeper's Wang Dangler is worth at least 3 sticks, and one of those has to be a really good stick you can use like a sword.
I mean, I'd use his Wang Dangler as the sword, if you know what I mean.
Oy vey.
I'd pull it off and use it to beat my enemies to death. I mean, what else did you expect?
Were you going to say I'd pull it off and beat my enemies off? Dun. I've got a massive schlong. Oh god. And I put Cherry on you in the title because you did go live.
Yeah, I did go live. And I'm using stream elements, stream avatars to see the lurkers.
Sees the lurkers, beats them up.
There's a reason why I made my one like twice as big as everyone else.
Cherryzilla. Sheeper, you got a detachable schlong upgrade? I'm so jealous. Didn't have it in stock when I was looking. I mean, what can I say, baby? My schlong at least 35 billion meters long.
Minimum.
See, because when it comes to this biome up here that I made look really rocky,
Yeah.
I don't think I did the best job in some places. I'd probably do something like that to denote the hills more from distance.
It's just adding in that little bit extra contrast just to make people aware that there's like actual rocks there rather than just darker patches.
Yeah.
I mean, out of the two of us, you're the one that's better at pixel art, so, you know, I'd say
Good
you
luck,
know what you're doing
PP
more than I
boy.
do.
It's really not good at pixel art. I just have a tremendous amount of practice in it.
Which is usually the same thing.
Nah, it's just different in it.
I mean, I don't have pretty much any experience with pixel art. The one time I did any of it before, like I was messing around with the wigglies for my emotes, was like fucking what, 12, 13 years ago at university when we had our own company, and I, you know, we did like the industry, but we had the thing where you could actually have your own, like it was like an entrepreneur thing. So if you had a good idea,
Oh Christ!
you could basically get some like extra money for the year to do your thing. So we did our own game company, 4 of us.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Cherry.
3
I hear the
coders,
word
1 artist.
I hear the word entrepreneur these days, and all I can think of
Asshole.
is I think asshole, and then I immediately also like feel like I guess the best way to describe how I feel when I hear the word entrepreneur is I feel like a foreskin retracting.
Yeah. Luckily, this was before the time when the name had become a bit dirty.
It has forever been dirtied by the NFT crowd, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. But back then, it was just a entrepreneur scheme thing. So basically, you get some funding, you get an office for a year for free, with like bills paid. And so, like, okay, James Design Company, there's 4 of us, let's go for it. With 3 coders who only knew how to program in 2D, and 1 artist who had spent 3 years learning how to model and do art in 3D. So I had to learn how to do 2D because none of them had any skills to do 3D.
Yikes.
So I had to do, so I had to like, my first like 4 months of that was spent doing a tile set for the game we made. It came out pretty good. I don't have it anymore because I deleted that fucking thing as soon as I could because it was a shit game. We sold 3 copies to
Could have been
people
worse.
we knew. Yeah, but we sold 3 copies to people we knew, and we spent money. We spent more money to like get all the stuff because this was before Steam Greenlight. If Steam Greenlight existed, we'd have been so much fucking better off.
I miss Steam Greenlight keeping all of the garbage games off the store.
Yeah.
Like, I wish that games like Sex with Hitler didn't keep getting through.
Yeah, and Furry Hitler and all that weird stuff.
Anime, sex, Nazi girl. Like, what the fuck? Why?
Yeah, so people are like, anything goes. I can make this thing in like 10 minutes by just like cloning some assets from somewhere else. Easy 50 pence per day. Which, if people are willing to pay for it, then fuck it, go for it, whatever. But come on, pick a better
Furry Feet is a good puzzle game. I like Sex in the Furry Teddy. And I like that series of games that one guy keeps making, which is just blank person in my life is a and then that word to describe I don't know what the good term is. Women with dicks?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, there's one guy on Steam who keeps releasing games like My Blank is and then the F word for that. And I'm just every time I see one of those games appear, because I do this thing where I keep browsing the not wish list, discovery queue for like inspiration. Every time one of those games appears, I keep being like, damn dude, is there a single person in your life who isn't one?
It's like his doctor, his Amazon delivery driver, his teachers, his mom. He's like,
Hang on.
anyone.
Let me go to his catalog real quick.
There's at least 10 games by now, surely.
Oh god, there are so many. Okay, let's go to this guy's page. My Landlord. There's a Cyberpunk 2077 ripoff. Big Bad Wolf, but I'm taking the F word out of all of these titles, by the way. Almost caught up now. What I'm not allowed to say of the Apocalypse. My Stepsis is a... Oh, this is a sequel. This is My Stepsis is a 2. Then My Girlfriend is a... My blank stepmom impregnated me. My Therapist is a... My Stepsis is a furry blank fox.
Oh, okay.
My Agent is a blank. Oh shit! We have one game without the FU word here. Femboy Bangers 2. My Sugar Mummy is a FU. My Stepmom is a blank chemist. Okay. This is an Illuminati pun title, but it's still got the word in it. My first Femboy date. That's normal. Femboys and fries. My stepbro is a femboy. My trainer is a blank. My pet sitter is a blank. My yandere is a blank. My doctor is a blank. My boss is a blank. My therapist is a blank. Blank jigsaw puzzle. My stepsis is a blank. My stepmom is a blank. My stepmom is a blank too. My stepmom is a blank free. Blank vampire girlfriend. Oh.
I mean, at this point, it's just like, I think there's a bit of a conspiracy on, because I don't think there's any like people in his life that aren't.
Hang on, we have some deviation here.
Envield riding.
Oh,
Springen Imbrian.
Oh, hey,
Enfield, let me give you a little shout out. Cooperation raid.
You got the Enfield. I got the Ash.
Oh shit, we got co-raid. Co-op raid. Thank you for the follow, Enfield. I hope you had a lovely stream. Were you two both playing the Metal Gear together? I didn't know any one of them was, how you say, co-op? You could go bye-bye? Okay, I love you, Zazie.
Make sure I'm actually spelling that right. It's really hard to do this without glasses. I have to
Peace Walker
admit.
does have co-op. Okay, I didn't know. Thank you so much for the raids. I hope you two had a lovely stream. I hope you all get some plenty relaxation now. We're just doing some silly little D&D stuff work. So, you can just relax and enjoy that if you want. No pressure at all.
There is lots of pressure, actually. You can't leave anymore. It is unfortunate, but you have raided. You cannot leave.
You can still leave. Okay. Yeah. Don't mind us at all. We're just working on a little D&D world. We've been working on it for a while. Shmirioni's designing one of the races you can play in it right now over on Chiri's channel. Whereas I'm sat here working on the map and just sort of drumming up ideas and conversation.
I mean, you say designing the actual race. I've kind of given up with the race at the moment because there's not much more I can do with them, but I'm just designing tools they might use.
Fair enough. I do like the little gators.
Yeah, which consists of spear, knife, and...
Another knife.
No, that's just the knife from the side view. It's meant to be like, this is a flint knife, it is not a hammer. Actually, if I scroll to the side slightly, it's based on the Cayman. In this case, it's based on Cuvier's dwarf Cayman.
Explain a caiman to me.
Pygmy crocodile.
It is
About the
adorable.
best I can- It's very. They're like very. They're smaller crocodiles. They're like the same family as crocodiles and alligators, but they tend to be smaller, as far as I remember. I mean, they can get fairly beefy, but for the most part, they tend to be smaller.
Hang on, let me workshop something real quick. Big if true, big if true. Feel free to hop on in if you want, by the way, Ginger. Alright, you ready for this? Oh yeah. That's a form of crocodile, I think.
That looks more like an alien.
Make me do your leader. You can't tell he's derping.
It was the right name. It's just it's spelt because there's the caracal boat and there's also coracle. The thing I was
Coral.
the coracle, which is essentially just a like one-person boat that's light enough you can put on your back. And I figured since these guys live in the swamp, their means of transportation is most likely going to be small boats.
Sherry, did you ever watch any of the sort of major shows?
When you say major shows, what kind of shows do you mean? Because I watched quite a lot of shit when I was growing up.
What about Game of Thrones? Was that ever something that tickled your fancy? I think you told me you hated it.
Yeah, I watched 2 episodes, got incredibly bored,
Yeah, I don't blame you.
and then threw the DVD away because I bought the DVD for £2 from the sex shop. Which is
For what it's worth, there's a shop in England called Sex.
Yep, it's called Sex. It's spelled CEX. It used to be Computer Exchange, and someone thought there would be a smart ass in marketing, rebranded it as Sex, and for the past 15 or 20 years, it has forever been known as the Sex Shop. And they're never going to live that down. Even if they change their name back to Computer Exchange, we're never going to stop calling it the Sex Shop to remind them of how fucking dumb they were.
How about Breaking Bad?
Again, never got into it.
Okay. Dexter?
Not because I was... Again, these ones I think were after the point where I was like... I'd swapped over to watching YouTube primarily and anime.
About Walking Dead?
Walking Dead I watched... the first 3? 4 seasons? I can't remember. Before the... before, was it Negan?
I don't know any of the characters' names.
Baseball Batman.
I don't know.
Before he turned up, I think I kind of stopped watching just after they found out, oh no, everyone's already infected, boo fucking who.
Yeah.
Because at that point it's like, oh well, you're all gonna die, congratulations, I'm out now. Yeah, nothing more interesting can happen. Hey, Duck.
No, I don't. It wasn't that they were all going to die, was it? It was just like,
It's that when they do die, they
will
come back
turn.
as a walker.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was no, oh, let's just not get infected, we'll be fine. It's a, no, you are already infected, screw you.
Get fucked.
Now, unfortunately, Ezzy has now realised they have stream avatars and is flinging his face across the screen. At some point, I am planning on actually making a baguette to force onto Etsy, so he's just a wobbling baguette as he walks around.
Thought about having something like that, but I kind of don't want to overwhelm the senses too much.
Well, I think a lot of the time, at the moment, I'm only really using it for art streams because a lot of the time I'm either sitting here talking, not drawing, or I'm quiet and drawing. So it's just an extra thing to like Also, it helps me notice if there's anyone like lurking. Like yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, when I noticed that a certain sheep and a certain beanie were just like on the stream avatars. I'm like, you thought you'd sneak in and not say anything.
It helps
see you.
to have something like that if you're feeling low confidence, because then you can be like, well, look at all these people who are here. Sometimes numbers don't mean a lot to you.
Yeah, I know that it gets to a certain point. Like I know that because I got it because I know I've seen Seb using it, and I thought it'd be fun to give it a go. It's only like £12, I think it was. It's not exactly breaking the bank. The only problem is once you get to the sort of viewership that Seb has, all of the characters just merge together because there's so many people there. Luckily with me, my viewership is enough that you can still see everyone nice and clearly. And
in season 8 of Walking Dead, apparently there's a scene where characters are hiding from walkers, and then the walkers start talking to each other? What?
Yeah, I don't...
That sounds stupid.
There was a book that came out around... Because obviously, at that time, zombies went crazy in terms of media. Because Max Brooks had written the Zombie Survival Guide, and it was a bit of a tongue-in-cheek comedy thing of what will you do if there's a zombie attack, put together as a how-to, and it was really good. Then he went and wrote World War Z, and that was a really good, well-written book.
And then there was a movie, and that was
then there was a movie, but we don't talk about that because Pepsi,
Peppy, Pepsi Universe.
Time, because those things did really well, and Left 4 Dead was around, came out about that same time. So there was a couple of like fairly well-known zombie things turn up. The usual thing around sort of Hollywood and TV happened where everyone was getting in on the trend. And there was one book that came out called, I think, the Girl with All the Gifts, I think it was, which was okay for the most part, but it wasn't as good as it was fucking hyped up to be, in the fact that it was like in fucking shop windows everywhere at the time. But that had a whole thing of the zombies slowly got slightly more intelligent. Like they kept some aspects of what happened to them in life, like they could still talk kind of to each other and they could still fuck. And then it turns out that all
sounds
the kids...
horrible.
It is horrible, and it turns out that all of the kids who are like in the school that the main story is set around are the offspring of zombies that fucked.
That's stupid.
They are living humans who are infected with the virus from birth, which means they're psychic for some fucking reason.
Why do writers feel like they have to have the need to, like, change the zombie? It's perfect as it is.
A lot of things. It's happened with quite a lot of things. I know that like one of the books I've got on how to write horror has always said don't change too much. It's like you can add in one new thing or take one thing away. Like with Twilight, as much as we all hate it, all they did was say, right, you don't burn in sunlight, you sparkle. It was
they definitely changed it.
Well, yeah,
all the vampires have their own superpowers.
Oh, no, yeah, but when the first book was written, that was the only change that was there. It was just like they were sparkly now. And then it got fucking ridiculous in later books and later movies.
Might have been a graphic novel, like raining or something, and characters hiding in a ditch, and the walkers say something like, "Where'd he go? Don't know. Keep walking." Okay. That does sound ridiculously stupid, though. Like, you would make zombies so much less intimidating if they spoke. Now, if zombies repeated the last thing that they heard before they died,
yeah,
then you've got something spooky.
I'm trying to remember. There's a game that's done that recently. I think it might actually have been the first Last of Us, where if you listened carefully to some of the infected, you could hear them saying, kill me, and weird things that were like, there's still an element of humanity in there.
I hate to say, Valve did that shit first, and they did it so good. If you listen to the voice of the headcrab zombies close enough, and like you play around with the sound a bit. They're screaming, "Oh God, please help me! Please God, ah!" But like when we hear it, it's just oh, and stuff. Like that's scary.
Yeah.
Hi, Goblin. As if you reverse the audio. Yeah.
Don't complain to me about cost of these things. I literally owned the program for one day, and most of that day was spent making the Seb avatar and my avatar.
What's this though?
It flings you across the screen.
Oh, the zombies that talk are called whisperers. That feels silly. Are you talking about the children in that book? I know, I have to do more to make this area more rocky, Sandy. I know how quiet I'm gonna do that.
Ella.
Hi, Snake God! Oh my goodness! So many raids today. How you doing? I hope you had a lovely stream playing Fortnite. Fortnite.
Seriously, Etsy, you're attacking the kaiju on the screen.
Golden doubloons.
Yeah, apparently there's a cost thing involved with some of the like the things, and I have no idea because, like I say, I haven't messed around with any of it.
This is another one of those weird instances where this has happened once before to me. Someone playing Fortnite has raided me. And like I go to their channel and it's just they're streaming live. Oh, is this what I think it is? Is this like just an ad thing?
Oh, so they start one, they do a raid, then they just carry on streaming so that you do a shout out and send people to them. Or
yeah. If I don't get any acknowledgement that you're a human being in at least 3 seconds, that is going to be the case and you're banned from this channel. I would think anybody who heard that would respond by now, having their reputation called into question. But you didn't, did you? Man, the weirdos on Twitch.
Yeah, I mean, the weirdos in my chat, I mean, just Etsy and Duck having a fight for some reason.
I hope they kiss next.
I don't know if there's a kiss command. Quick, try it. So I can make it 100 bits. If you want to show affection in my channel, it's going to cost you.
Yeah, so I can genuinely see this as like a real strategy that some idiot's using. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if I was a kid, I would still be using this strategy too.
I mean, to be fair, it must work for some people.
Like, you've got streamers who go, "Oh, thank you, how was your stream?" And they do like a shout out like blindly on instinct. And like, maybe they press the follow button, but like, this person isn't here.
Yeah.
They're just going through a list of like, okay, what's this person doing? Okay, raid them, raid them, raid them, raid them. Like, the fact they're still live proves that shit to me. I was about to say, we are getting a lot of raids tonight by the looks of things. Oh, I was just taking a look at Lou, who raided me earlier. Very cute fox.
See, I've been rated by one person who already knows cute because it's Ash.
Ash is cute. Okay. Check something out on my end. Oh, do you want to hear some horrible, horrible news?
Go on.
My best performing stream of all time was a Professor Layton stream.
Ooh.
Yep.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yep.
But was that because of the stream or because you had a few raids during it?
I don't know. I think, honestly, it might have been by both. It was a 24-hour stream with an average of 16 viewers and a mix of 34.
I mean, the fact that it was a 24-hour stream probably helps as well.
Best performing stream of all time, I think, was a Project Lincoln stream. Yeah. See, I've been looking at this graph a lot recently. Because, like, I've been meaning to try and get myself some, like, inspiration here and there, you know? Because what this graph does is it shows more color, the more, like, stuff is going on, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, I did have, like, 1 or 2 months where I felt like I was really just sort of, like, stagnating. But now, especially recently, I feel like I'm genuinely, like, getting back out there again by just putting effort in. It's just not feeling too difficult for me anymore to just put a little bit of effort in and try. But again, it feels like my first stream is just inherently wrong. My first stream was not Hearts of Iron.
See, mine was a cursed Saturday. My first stream was in one that I was broadcasting. The first time I was on a stream was on your Halloween stream. So on the Monday I was on your stream for a bit because we were watching the spooky things, and then Saturday I started streaming myself.
Molo streaming.
And
I'm going to put up some hearts in his chat.
And that was, God, what, 9 months ago? No, 7 months ago.
You're going to be up on your anniversary in no time. And to think, 7 months, 114 subs, followers, you're doing better than me.
I wish I was at 114 subs for fucking, that would be insane.
Wonder how long it took me to get to 100. Let's see.
Well, to be fair, like I say, I've said before that the reason I've got to where I am is because, you know, people like you and Jazzy and so on, who have, like, shared your communities. Because we've
communities wouldn't have followed you because they just wanted to, like, support what I click on. My communities would follow you because they like you.
No, they would have clicked on me because you suggested it, and then they would have stuck around, hopefully, because they liked it, or they forgot to unsubscribe or unfollow.
The only people who unfollow on Twitch are, like, I'm going to say it, you beta cocks. What? Can't stick by your decisions? I'm not allowed to say that.
Oh, Etsy's heading off. Now
I love you, Etsy.
See you beautiful gamers and tell Sheeper he's sheeper of sheeps that be sheeps of sheeper. So I hope you got that.
That's what you get when you're one of my special little darlings. You get a little cheek kiss.
Yeah, one of these days. Luckily, a baguette is probably one of the easiest things to make in a pixel art program. So I can just make a floating, wobbly baguette.
Honestly, yeah.
That I can just, like, give a little jump animation to, give it a walk cycle, give it a sit-down animation, which is just it flops on the floor, and then boom. I can give Etsy his own little avatar. Because that is one thing I would like to do with it, sort of over time, is that the people that have helped me get to where I am, and are like the VIPs or moderators, I would like to give them their own little avatar that is them. Like, I've got I can do what I've done for mine and Seb's one with the Sheepa Wiggly and turn the Sheepa Wiggly into an avatar so that I can have my Sheepa. Because, wouldn't be here without a Sheepa. And I can get, a Gingham and a Joshi and a Jazzy. And then when they're in chat, they can be them.
Bitch.
What even the fuck was that? 10:30.
Happy 10:30, gamers.
Oh, that was just Tesco saying, "Oh, sorry, we'll refund you."
Oh, was there an item missing?
Yeah, the driver couldn't find my cheap Tesco Toffee Cornetto rip-offs in the van.
Oh.
So I get them.
Couldn't find them in the van. Motherfucker ate them. Motherfucker ate them.
To be fair, I bought 2 boxes. There was 4 in each box. If he ate all 8 of them, then fucker deserves to have them. Fucker obviously needed them if he had 8 Cornettos in the car at 7 p.m.
Correct.
But no, it's just saying, because that was the only frozen thing that was there, so it's either the bag's just like fallen off into someone else's crate and they're going to get a gift of freebies, or they just never turned up in the box. It's happened a couple of times, but luckily it's only really happened with really basic stuff, like some ice creams that I didn't really need. It just would have been nice to have them just in case it got really warm this week. I'm starting to get a bit stumped as to where to go on this now, so I need to think of something else to work on.
On the crocodile, I mean?
Yeah, I mean, sort of like messing around with the body proportions. It's
Can you decide me an end?
An end.
Yeah. That, or... I've been thinking about this other creature, but I've had nowhere to put it just yet. And I'm thinking, very giant worker ant. There's just a breed of very large ants, maybe below the surface or something. I see what you're making, Cherry. I do love you.
It looks more like sentient broccoli, to be honest.
I was thinking the same.
It could
be a race. Sentient fucking broccoli. That's freak. I kind of like that this alt universe is just freak shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it kind of makes sense in terms of what would evolve because of the cat god. It doesn't care what comes out of it as long as it's the strongest. So it would just say, go for it with everything.
Yeah, if a broccoli gets out of the ground and starts running around, God bless it, it will get a spear. I like the idea that they're only 1 inch tall. Not an inch tall, but 4 inches tall, maybe. And they wield spears and they just fucking charge you.
To be fair, they could be our version of the fairy. The short thing. Between 6 and 8 foot, between 6 and 8 inches tall, not foot. Geez, that would be a fucking massive bit of broccoli. It's 6 to 8 inches tall.
Cool.
They wield sharpened sticks as weapons. They can basically do no damage in combat, but they make really good alchemists or something for some reason. Or they make really good druids because they're I'm one of you, for fuck's sake. Help me.
Yeah. Are you designing tiny ants as broccoli? I think we are designing tiny ants as broccoli.
I mean, I know I had at one point kind of tried to make not so much ant, but a race of tree.
I'm thinking about this, right? Because I've been thinking about this a lot. Our fantasy isn't just fancy. There's a realism to it that's grounded, but it's really out there, So, like, if we have a fucking tiny ant that's just sentient broccoli, but angry, and is one of the playable fucking races that we release, isn't that just fun?
And that's one thing we keep on wanting with this, is just that we just want people to be able to have the kind of fun that...
Like, you could just
RPG
build
games
this
should
tiny little fucking ant as, like, fucking massively strong. And, like, people could be like, oh, look at the tiny little ant boy. And he could just, like, fucking eat them.
He's got
Gonna head off. Hope the rest of your stream goes well. Thank you so much, Enfield. I hope you had a lovely stream so far, and you enjoyed this one very much. And I hope the rest of your day goes great.
I just love the idea of doing an entire campaign where you all have to play as the Broccolents.
Oh my god, maybe they fight like rats and stuff, and they're like big beasts for them. It's like a Vidaya rat. Oh my god, they're gonna be so fun!
It's like the big boss is the Rat King.
Like, they see a long legs and they start worshipping it as a god, like, oh my god. Oh my god.
They see a long legs, but the long legs doesn't see them because they're so small it doesn't even notice them.
The Broccolent shadow of the Colossus is up your legs with 2 knives in its hands. God, yeah.
And a third one between its teeth.
I got an idea, Cherry. We have about an hour and a half left in us, right?
Yeah.
What if I put a poll out on Twitter right now? Which is like, what should we make today? And the answers are either fun, cast, or like some other like combinations of stuff. Like, I don't know, I like the idea that people decide, because that's a good way of getting us to work better. Does the Broccolent bleed?
Fuck around and find out.
That's a very good response. They bleed water? That's not a bad idea. And the way I'm picturing the Broccolent's like racial passives and stuff going, like, it's fun in my head, you know. It's fun in my head, and that's how I know it's going to be fun in everyone else's.
It's the stupidest thing I've ever drawn.
But that's the thing, right? Aside from humans, we don't have to be constrained to like regular races. Like, I think the most normal shit we're gonna have is like human, Crocmen and Owlmen, right? I don't think we need anything else to be like, you know, simple. We can just go full crazed from here.
I've drawn something for Ginger on my stream.
Yep. Off you go, Ginger. Behold. I think I'm going to split my attention for now and start working on the clay biome. Because the red sands are actually giving me a headache to work with. You know what the problem is for me? We talked about the salt flats. I could always picture the salt flats. We've never communicated about the plains.
Well, to be fair, that's the same as all, because we started with the salt flats, and then we kind of like had the idea for the long legs, and it just kind of spiraled.
Can I ask
and
you a
then
question,
focused
Chewie?
on it. Yeah.
Are you going to be playing in the new campaign that I'm going to be making as like an alpha test for this game?
I figured I was.
What are you going to be playing? Have you decided?
That I'm not too sure yet. I mean, part of the reason why I was like messing around with that Crocman was because I was thinking of doing like a Crocman Trapper or a Crocman.
Oh, hang on, I need my Bible.
Trapper was Craftsman and Ranger Rogue, I think it was, or no, or Sigil Wielder and Ranger Rogue. I forget now. Hang on.
I got that duty I gotta fulfill, Cherry. There's long legs in my room.
Oh no.
But like one of our
Long
versions.
Those are long legs.
Oh god, I've just noticed Spider Blood exists. Ew.
Oh yeah, Spider Blood exists.
No, but I was kind of like happy never seeing it.
I would like to point out,
Hey, Ginger.
I absolutely loved the idea of the Broccolents being just hyper aggressive.
Just hyper angry little fucks.
They have like the honey badger gene in them, which is like they have to take on anything, otherwise they're gonna get demolished by nature.
Yeah, that's their idea.
We come out on top or we die, bitch. No, because I have like a theme planned for this campaign, and I have like the settings are going to take us all across the earth in the campaign. If you want to like keep your characters going forward, you can. If you want to make new characters per area, that's fine too. I've got a villain planned. Needless to say, I've got a lot planned for just like a basic tutorial session.
Am I able... Actually, never mind.
No, go ahead.
Yes.
What's up?
I don't want to hijack the stream.
No, go on.
Go ahead.
We wouldn't be in an open Discord call for people to join in if we were like.
Do you think I wouldn't have let you in here if I didn't want you
Am
to
I
talk
able
your
to
piece?
design my character?
Yeah,
without-
Yeah.
obviously. I would love for you to design your character with us.
You stupid bastard!
Stupid fucking cunt.
Is it wrong that I want to turn this Broccolent into a stream avatar?
No,
No.
it's not. I'll take it. I'll pay you money.
True, that's still a better commission than some of the art that people get paying GFX bots.
Oh, I know that. Because at least I didn't use AI for this. I barely even used regular AI for this. I used stupidity for this.
With the powers of stupidity. And that's all.
Yeah, the character I was thinking of were either the Trapper or the Rune Carver, which are both craftsmen, but either it was Sigil Wielder or Hunter Rogue.
Yeah, if you guys want to like design your characters, like don't let me stop you.
So the character I wanted to make was basically Tensei from Far Cry Primal.
Yeah. The Cheery knows well.
The Shaman, wasn't it? Or Shaman?
Probably.
No, like in the game he was the shaman.
Yeah, in the game he was the dude who would like kept making you drink
Yeah, the Shaman.
psychedelics with
And
eyeballs.
got
in them.
like definitely looked surprised when he came back to life instead of died instantly.
Yeah,
Oh,
well
shit,
then,
that-
then he
that's
got
never
really
worked
excited.
before.
He got really excited and kept screaming "Strong Spirit."
I was like, well, that's never worked before. Holy fuck.
You're really
Um,
strong. You're really strong. You're really strong.
I love you.
You're really
Please
strong.
Don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. I made you drink eyeballs. Normally they die and I never have to face retribution for this.
Yeah, Yeah, no, like what sort of race were you thinking? Like what is continue.
Hello?
Hello?
What is you?
What
You
is
think?
me?
You want to play as the shaman? Good.
Yes.
So let's take a look at that together, shall we?
So that
Classes.
is Primordial Mage and Lawkeeper.
So primordial magic draws power from what is, essentially. They're not drawing power from, like, the earth or the land or anything. They're just simply drawing power, wherever it comes from. Right? And a lawkeeper is one who records knowledge, one who records stories. And a shaman is just a very wise primordial drawer who knows a lot of knowledge, I would imagine. I guess that's the thing about the shaman. The shaman isn't, like, powerful with magics, but powerful with knowledge.
I know many things.
Yeah, it's like
Shoot a fireball.
yeah, it's like you know the spirits to talk to get certain things, whether that be knowledge or power. You can
And
like
Shuri is playing as the trapper, which means the hunter rogue. Interesting. And the craftsman. Interesting.
it was
which
either
means-
that or the rune crafter, which was the sigil wielder and craftsman.
Just have a like dried piece of wood that I use as sort of like an incense that I huff, and then just spirits come to me.
Well, let me check out.
You see, I wanted to work out what other people were doing first, because if someone else is already thinking of a magic thing that isn't going to involve us having to think of part of the magic system, I don't want to
I
have
was
to like
thinking
work on.
of
Was it
the
the
sneak.
ice? Yeah, the ice mage, wasn't it? So if we're going to have to work on one magic system, it's probably good to not have to work on like 2 or 3 magic systems at the
Honestly.
same time.
As long as we can make the magic systems work for the minimal parts that they are, that's fine.
Yeah, as the runecrafter, I was thinking it was going to be like they were one of the ones that helped build the rafts, build the huts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they're the village crafter of the actual village, so rather than like
What's up
making
with
the
that?
spears or whatever. They were the ones
Mhm.
that built the stuff, and therefore when they went out, they would be using that to do the defensive stuff. So they would be the ones that are like, okay, it's really hard to survive. I have sigils that can craft us a shelter, sort of thing. That's how I was thinking with that one. If we went for the rune crafter, and the trapper was well, just that. They were just a hunter that used traps. There was nothing more of that. It was more that they had their basic gear that they went around with. Maybe a bow because they're a hunter. A few basic traps like snares.
Let's take a look at the magic.
I might want to change already.
What's up? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking of how like ancient this time is,
Mhm.
and I saw like what was it that made me think this? Like a generic warrior, and then I saw next to it something called Beast Slayer.
Oh, the barbarian fighter.
Yeah, this is a fighter who's probably got incredibly lucky, incredibly powerful, and decided, I want to go fight big things.
I might want to just play as like a super jacked 8-foot tall Neanderthal.
Oh my god! I just imagine Beast Slayer, Broccolent.
Maybe.
It would be a combination that would be possible. It's like, what did you kill to make you a beast slayer? I killed a rat. It was at least twice my size. I was but a sprout at the time.
Okay. If I go over here to classes, we can dump in. In that case, we're gonna need. What are we gonna need here? We're going to need. Cherry wants Trapper, was it?
Yeah, Trapper or Runecrafter, one or the other. Depends
I'll
on
have
what
both.
everyone else is doing. Yeah, either one will work because they both fit with the Crockman that I wanted to run as.
Got Trapper, Runecrafter. And Trapper and Runecrafter required. Trapper is Craftsman, Rogue.
And there is Craftsman, Sigil Wielder.
Okay. Craftsman Sigil Wielder. Or Craftsman Hunter Rogue. Okay. So now we can set up. We'll set up L's sample character next, which is Elementalist. And then Imprinted Arcana. Gonna be difficult, but whatever. Okay. Which will create Avatar of Elements. Okay. And Ginger, you were thinking...
Beast Slayer, which was the fighter barbarian. Or the shaman.
I'm gonna do a Beast Slayer. That's touched me more than the shaman idea.
I'm gonna rename Hunter Rogue to just Rogue for now. Because I think we need a better naming convention that doesn't make it seem like these three stemmed from the same place.
Hunter Fighter, you mean?
Yes. That too.
And to be fair, they did all stem from the same place, which was that all three of them are the hunter class and they just have a different specialization.
Then we would put that under the Hunt specialization, but we haven't.
Yeah.
Which makes them special. Which means that it is just Fighter Ranger Rogue. Which means that we need to rename them from something from Fighter Ranger Rogue. Got it. We rename the Rogue to the Survivor, and we rename the Survivor class to Survivalist. We keep the Ranger as is. Because it is simply what it is. And we keep the Fighter as is, because the name is pretty self-explanatory. Right? Sounds good to me. Thank you, me. Good me. Fuck. Okay, so we got Fighter. Plus Barbarian. Equals Beast Slayer. Here's the thing about starts in this game. You don't technically have to kill anything to become level 2.
Well, no,
You can simply
just
start the game
survive.
with 1, 2, 3 class. Or one class, maybe you level into the second class, maybe you level into the third class.
I mean, a lot of things. I know that a lot of RPs you start as 1, but whenever I've seen it in stuff like, as bad as it is, like isekai anime things, the way they usually frame it is that you get levels as you grow up. And so usually by the time you're like 15 or 16 years old, you are about level 3 or 4. Just because you've been helping out with the family stuff, you've gained some experience, you've gone out and done stuff. It's not just you are level 1 all the time.
Yeah.
Which would make sense with this, considering it's all about survival. If you've lasted to be old enough to be classed as an adult to be able to go out adventuring in your race, you are gonna be at least like level 3, possibly 4.
Mm-hmm.
Unless
So
we
the
want-
way I see
unless
it is,
the DM definitely wants to say, okay, it's level 1 start.
there are a couple of strategies you can use here, one of which is, we're going to use the level system, which is like, if you get to an overall level of 10, you can add a second class, or we can have it so that they want to start the game at a specific rank. Because right now, you've all chose to start as like a level 2 characteristic. None of you are starting as a level 1 character. In terms of classes, you're all like of a prestige class, not the basic class. And I say, fuck it, let 'em. Oh god, I figured it out and I hate it, and I wish I
What?
hadn't.
What?
I need you guys to be very patient with me, because my brain's a
What are you
little
doing?
stupid. Okay? Alright, so if you want to start the game with a prestige class, you're level 30. You are an adventurer. You can take things on. If you want the added extra horrific challenge, you can start the game as level 1. You're just a fucking lawkeeper. When you get to level 10, maybe then you can have your second class. When you get to level 20, maybe then you can have your... No, wait. When you get to level 15, then you have your second class. And when you get to level 30, then you have your prestige class. But that's only if you survive that long.
Ooh.
And- You start out with barely any stats. You're fucking nothing. I'm interested.
Yeah, this really is going to be the first, like, certain parts of the campaigns are going to be, you aren't actually fighting anything right now. You are just doing some basic errands, and the errands themselves are probably going to be pretty nasty.
If you're a
Like,
ranger,
Go get food so you don't die tonight.
Yeah, and the thing is, to get the food, you have to go fishing on the lake that has, 5-foot long carnivorous fish in it.
you haven't managed to eat tonight, your senses are going to decrease by the morning, but you know for a fact that your fellow tribesman has some food in his tent. And then maybe your fellow tribesman catches you, and you have no other choice but to defend yourself. Maybe then in the night one of your tribesmen is killed and no one knows who did it. And then in the morning everyone's paranoid about everyone, no one's coming forwards. One of you will always be a killer now. Bored.
Ford. My Ford.
I Ford.
Number
Bored.
A Ford.
But yeah, we have until the 16th to get this working. That's 11 more days to get all the classes up and running. I can do that. I'll start now. Fighter shouldn't be too hard. Fuck, did you hear those bells too? weird.
No. William, we had a great time in my dream.
We did?
Yeah.
What happened?
So for some reason, I was in some sort of class at the beginning of my dream, and I had you playing just out loud on my phone or something while this guy's like chewing us out or something, and I think one of the people in the class had done wrong, and I was having nothing of it because I was in trouble. Or I knew didn't do anything wrong. So I was just, I guess, watching shit on my phone. And you and it might have even also been Cheery or Ace were just like sending art, and there was like music and stuff playing on this stream. It was pretty cool, nice, wholesome. And then at some point we went to like, do you know what a Sky Zone is?
Jerry, do you know what a Sky Zone is?
No.
It's
No.
like a big old warehouse where the floor, walls, and ceiling are trampolines.
Oh, huh?
We went to one of those. We bounced around. That was quite literally a live streaming thing because I had my phone and everything. Then we went to this, I don't know if it was a convention center or a mall or a stadium, but we went there, and we stayed there for so long in my dream that it actually became nighttime.
I'm glad you had a good dream.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, you have a poll that I need to vote on, right?
No, I didn't make it in the end.
Okay.
Doug's been having some fun flinging himself around.
You and me both,
Fling
baby.
yourself around? How do you fling yourself around? Because I do have that open.
Around.
It's the command of like exclamation mark sling random and then an amount. I think you can do like up, left, right.
Why is William a Beedrill? Wait, what am I? Where am I?
Mostly people are random. I put Sheeper as Beedrill because of Dr. B, because I only got the first generation Pokemon, so there's no sheep.
See myself. I'm scared.
But the plan is what's going to end up happening with the people that I like in my stream a lot. I'm going to like create avatars specifically for them.
Wait, why
So
can't I can't even open your chat. What's going on?
I don't know, that's a good question. What is going on?
Beaconet. What's up, what's up, what's up?
Prop has followed.
From. What do you. From why did it take you this long? Bites you.
Because Frop just doesn't like me.
Shaking my head.
So it's like, oh wait, oh my god, I'm a fucking Moltres?
I don't know what that is.
I haven't landed yet. There I am. Oh, there I am. That's kind of
You
neat.
are. Frop is a Golduck.
Cheery,
Yeah.
you might have done some convergent evolution here, because your crocodile person looks like a certain Pokemon.
I mean, to be fair, there's only so many crocodile as a person designs that can be done.
Cheery, I'm about to send you something, and you're gonna be like, oh no.
No, it's not Scraggle. What's the Slazzle? Was it? Oh yeah, the sexy one. Of course, Ginger sends me the sexy Pokemon.
Just imagine them in underwear. Oh no, she's hot!
Ginger
Elle
likes Pokemon.
Elle did make the joke earlier when Sheepa said, "Should we just just get rid of all the classic fantasy ones and have all of our own?" And then Elle just chimes in chat saying, "Oh, so it's furries, all furry races then?"
Yeah.
And it's like, God damn it, Elle. You had to say it. Why did you have to say it? We could have got away with it and just said, no, there are fantasy races.
I'll take it. We'll do furry races, whatever. Barbaric Roar. Bonus action.
I mean, also, you have got to remember that these things are... The reason why there's a thing saying 1, 2, 3 next to it is because they're 3 foot tall. So these things are not big. And yes, Beastars is pretty good. I mean, like, part of the idea for the Croc people was actually from Overlord, with the reptilian races there, but more on, like, the specific sexy one, who is more snaky than reptile, which is why slimmer, not as beefy and bulky as the other ones. Like I say, I was also trying to think if this little guy right here, this guy right here,
Why you? Well, it's a Cayman. Yeah, look at him.
Look, he's looking.
Those
at you.
things get routinely one shot by jaguars.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, what if tiny crocodile, but can walk on 2 legs? So they're gonna, they're obviously they're smaller. They're gonna be weaker than regular crocodiles. They get attacked by things. They're not gonna be overpowered. So they're gonna be more slender. They're gonna be a bit more skittish when it comes to which we had mentioned about them being fairly skittish. That you tend to unless you actually know them and you know the ways to talk to them. If you try getting close to one of their villages, you'll just find it completely abandoned because they've already left 5 minutes ago because they heard you coming. And if they don't know you, they don't trust you. They've gone. They're hiding underneath the water, ambushed. All of them around the area in a position of ambush just in case you turn out to be bad. So it's like, if you don't announce yourself properly when going to one of these villages, you're going to have 30 to 50 3-foot-tall caiman things just in the water surrounding you, and you will never see them before they attack.
I love you, Zaza.
Zaza? A little Zazy Wazzy?
Wow.
A Zaza Wazza Wazza? A little Zazy Wazzy? Yeah, we pretty much imagine that they're going to have like a bite attack. Not sure about a claw attack, but definitely a bite attack, and possibly even like a mild death roll ability if you are within water. Because chances are, most areas of the game you're not going to be in water or near enough water. But if you are, they're going to have a bit of a bonus because obviously they're aquatic. And I assume that all the other aquatic races we think of are going to have a similar thing that, you know, if they happen to be near water or in the water, they're going to have a field advantage. It's like, oh, you're having to swim with your arms that you use for combat. Well, our arms are free for combat because we use like our 10 tentacles to move around underwater.
I have already finished the Barbarian skill tree.
Wonderful.
Not skill tree, but like class in general.
I see a Suzu lurking.
Here, I'll share it so you guys can see it without having to look live.
Okay, so a lot of body to start with, that's always a good one. They get barely any mind.
Why would they?
It's true. And 20 senses, which makes a bit of sense. A lot of body on level up, some sense, and barely any mind, again, makes perfect sense. Proficiencies, hand-to-hand, grapple, and guts, yep. Barbaric Roar. Spending 4 senses, so 5 times at level 1. You could do Roars if you really.
If that's how
wanted to.
senses works.
Well, yeah, if that is how, yeah.
What are we looking at? I'm sorry. I've been kind of zoning in and out for a while.
I made the Barbarian.
I'm still trying to get my synapses firing off.
I want you to look at this, Ginger.
Okay.
This is for Barbarian.
Yeah,
As level 1, starting out, you gain 65 body stats to allocate as you choose. 5 mind and 20 senses. Every time you level up, you gain 9 body to spend, 2 mind and 4 senses. You are proficient in hand-to-hand, grappling, and guts. Your starting abilities are Barbaric Roar, expend 4 senses, let out a large AoE roar, affecting those within 50 feet of you. That's the wrong affecting. Right? Affecting?
Yeah, it's affecting.
Affecting those within 50 feet of you. Enemies must make a nerve check or suffer from -3 as a penalty. A nerve check of 55. If they roll above 55 and they have high enough nerve, they'll endure it. If they don't, they will suffer -3 nerve as a penalty. You will break their will screaming in their face. This is a bonus action. Barbarian's Will. You gain 3 endurance dice. Anytime you take damage, you may use an endurance dice as a 1d4 roll to reduce the damage. This cannot be reduced below 1. These dice regenerate on the long rest. Wrath of Your Fists. You gain +3 to all your damage inflicted with hand-to-hand combat. You like it, Ginger?
So, my question here is, what do I spend the body, mind, and senses on?
Okay, I'll pull it up again. Oh, fuck, it's not in here.
What do we put?
Something in the main chat. Let me scroll up. I'll just copy paste the image into like one of these sheets. So, you spend them to level up these statistics here, Ginger. You can level up your muscle, looks, endurance, guts, or innate. Your retention, your logic, your restraint, your arcane, your love. Your presence, your drive, your adrenaline, your primordia, or your risk sense. These stats combine into all of these substats, like lore, entertainment, superstition, or hand-to-hand combat, grapple, and guts. Or, you can spend them on skills, which we haven't wrote yet, but will be fun. You get me?
I got you.
You got me.
And yeah, by the nature of how it's been set up, you can just go full on, I want the biggest muscles in the world, everything goes into muscle, and you leave everything else.
I
Which
want
means,
to
yes,
have the best looks.
Yeah, you can put everything into looks and you can just be absolutely gorgeous, but you'd be completely ineffective in combat.
I have proficient in hand-to-hand combat, right?
Yeah. So proficiency means in game, you get a little stat. You can have only 3 of these in every stat, but this little thing means that like if you roll and you get an undesirable number, you can push the dice, and if you roll above and still pass the check, you succeed. But if you roll below what you originally rolled, then not only do you fail, but you suffer critical failure. So it gives players the chance to like re-roll dice, but with the cost of a critical failure if they fuck up.
I see.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, like, you're in the middle of a tense combat, you've rolled kind of badly. Is it going to be better off for you to win that roll and risk it, or is the detriment of losing, like, X number of senses or something, depending on what the penalty we decide to be, is it worth that penalty for the rest of the combat just for the chance of maybe succeeding on your thing?
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be one of those like little way ups. You can either like do it logically, or you can do it logically as your character, or logically as you. So logically as your character, if you're a barbarian, you're going to say, "Fuck it, I'm hitting that thing. I'm rolling again." Or you can be a bit more sensible and go, actually, I kind of don't want to have that debuff because it's going to affect, like, combat has just started. I don't want that for the rest of the combat. So you might be thinking, like, okay, they've only got a few health left. I can risk the extra reroll to try and finish it off. Because if it goes and it dies, we're fine, we've won, we can rest. We can go back to normal. The temporary debuff can disappear. Or you can ignore it entirely and just never use it. Which there are going to be people out there who don't. Who just decide that they don't want to do it for whatever reason.
Yeah. So that's how it works. So when you play as Big Barbarian, you get all of those things.
Yeah, you get big punchy, but dumb brainy.
Also going to dump in general chat.
Hopefully the ads have stopped for Doc now. Also, how have we been going for like an hour and a half already? Like an hour and 40 minutes?
I don't hope they've stopped.
I hope they've stopped because I'd rather people be able to listen to our random insane ramblings.
Nom, 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 nom.
Unless, of course, you're saying you hope they haven't stopped so they end up subscribing because if you have a Prime subscription, you can get rid of the ads. No, I'm not going to be one of those people. I don't care if you sub or not. I just like doing the streams.
Okay.
Oh, Duck had an advert for Always, which are they're basically, oh, you're old, you start to piss yourself. Here, have the adult version of a nappy that isn't technically a nappy.
Uh-huh.
Fuck are you talking about?
There is a thing when you start getting older.
No, I know that I have a grandmother. What the
Yeah.
fuck are you talking about, though?
Duck in my chat said that the ad that they got was a 15-second ad for Always, which is a brand of
Adult diapers?
yeah, not adult diapers. They're basically like a sanitary napkin that women would use for periods, but they are designed for urine instead of periods.
It's a fucking diaper.
It's not. It's just a pad that goes inside what you're already wearing, rather
Oh,
than
you
a
got
full-on
leakage.
diaper.
You got leakage.
Yeah, it's like you've got a little bit of leakage coming out, but this is there just to catch anything out. And for some reason, Duck got that as an ad, and I have no idea why. I cannot understand why Duck would get an ad that's aimed at like 50-year-old women when Duck is not a 50-year-old woman.
Duck isn't telling us something.
The same Transformer 4 ad for the 30th time. I keep getting Far Cry ads when I get ads on people's channels. It's always the new Far
Experience
Cry.
the story of how the revolution started.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, shut up! I
How
don't
to
care
the
about how the
people!
so I don't know. How
Yara
the
is a
revolution
land
started,
which is
and I don't
ruled with an
care.
iron fist. Who cares?
It's like I haven't I've played Far Cry 2 and Far Cry Primal. I don't care about your politics, game. Go away with your revolution. The only revolution I care about is the creation of Sheepaland and the murder of Russians.
In
Armor, of course. In armor. In game. I don't know, Ducky. It must be something to do with what the algorithm thinks you're into. I don't know how many times you've searched up the term MILF, but that could be something to do with it. I don't know.
For the longest time, I kept getting ads from some dude who was like a representative of a mosque, and he was trying to petition people to donate money so that they could put in a like stair lift, so like people could still go to the mosque even if they couldn't like climb the stairs.
That's nice.
That was nice.
Yeah,
It was
that is the
also
kind of
really
ad
weird,
that's-
considering I've never looked up anything resembling Islam at that point
Well-
in time.
What you can do when you're doing the ads is you can say the kind of demographic you want your ad to go to. So they might not necessarily say I want this to only be shown to people that have shown interest in Muslim stuff. They could be like, well, the Muslim people already know about this because we've been talking to them when they come to the mosque. So they could specifically say, we want it to go to these faiths that are known for being more charitable. We want them to go to like this sort of like influencer, like between the ages of 25 and 40, who might have some spare income, and a bunch of things they can add in. So like we could like if you had the money, you could make an ad run for the Sheepa Twitch TV channel, and you could like put it in front of things that are to do with Ben Shapiro. Just for the fucking the hilarity of it, that Ben Shapiro might one day say, "I've been getting ads for this with Sheepa dude," in his silly little voice.
I'd say hypothetically, he went, "Ama, ama."
Then would he be, in fact, a sassy little baka? Yeah, that's the whole way they do the ads, is that they tend to... Because they obviously scrape your info from everywhere and all the cookies from every single website you've ever visited and all that conspiracy nonsense.
Mhm.
That they can kind of build a profile on you so that they're like, well, okay, so we know roughly what age range you're in, we know roughly how much money you have because we know what you're buying off Amazon. You know, we know that you hang around these websites, so you hang around Reddit, so you're obviously cringe, so we can like take that into account for when we're advertising and all that. And so that you will get things based on your internet persona, essentially. Which is why it's always hilarious when you get people saying, I had something for a feminine hygiene product that they're never going to use in their life. It's like, exactly what kind of fucked up things have you been doing to make your internet persona not know what the fuck's going on? It's like, I occasionally do the same thing with Amazon. The weird things I buy off Amazon, they range from, nice clothing to survivalist gear. And so every now and then, Amazon has a bit of a meltdown trying to work out who's actually using it. So you'll have like a Hello Kitty t-shirt next to a flick knife in the suggested items. So people who bought things in your basket also bought these, and it's like, I really hope they didn't buy them together because that looks very creepy.
I'm almost done writing up the fight here. Oh shit! Hi, bro.
Bringing pedwardig saith friend.
Hi.
Why are you saying it
How
like
are
that?
you doing?
Why are you saying that like you just got caught in the act?
This is the biggest raid I think I've ever got. Oh my goodness! Welcome on in. I hope you had a lovely art stream. Hi.
Oh my word!
Welcome.
That is a big raid.
No, I don't see the amount. I can't look at the
47 people.
Probably
Oh.
reconnecting to my
is a
own
chunk.
chat
Okay.
right now.
I'll be on my best behavior. Thank you all
Yeah.
for coming.
Peanuts.
Please swear. But welcome on in. I hope you had a lovely stream. Let me give you the other type of shout out. Shout out.
I got it already.
No, I already did that one. Fuck you.
No, I already did it.
Nuh-uh. Well, welcome on in. I hope you had a lovely stream. We be working on... Uh-oh.
What's up?
Yeah, welcome on in. We be working on some resources for the tabletop RPG we've been building for a while now. I hope you all had a lovely time over at Crawler's stream.
What did
Finally
you say?
have everything textured on your 2.0 model. That's Pog. I can't wait for the debut. I'm working on a 2.0 of my own, but it's going regrettably very slowly at the minute. But we're gonna get there. Me and Shmiri, we're both working some art stuff right now. I've been working on some map textures and some, as you saw when you came in, some really boring behind-the-scenes like stats that you don't have to worry about.
I am also here.
Gimgam
We
also
also have
here.
Ginger.
And yeah, we're just having a lovely little time. And I hope you all have a nice comfy time. I hope you all had a nice little comfy time. And reminder to everyone to stretch and hydrate, take care of yourselves. And yeah, enjoy the good vibes. Because that's what we're here for. Did I miss anything?
Subscribe to Washipa.
Subscribe. Buy that merch.
Buy that merch. Buy that merch.
Buy that merch. Buy that merch.
We do need to
Buy
get
that
some
merch.
noms.
We just
I've been
need to
thinking
have
the same thing.
that clip. We just need to have that clip ready to go at any point.
Merch. Somebody just needs to add subtitles to it so you can turn it into a GIF and just have buy that merch. Buy that merch. Buy that merch.
Look, you see, you need to have the sound because you'll have like recent confident sheeper and then quiet shy sheeper, both going buy that match, buy that match.
No, but yeah, You go get yourself something nice to eat. I was thinking the same a while back. I was thinking I'm kind of peckish. Ginger, come here. I'm gonna snack on you.
You got chicken.
I got chicken and rice earlier, but like, it was not enough to quench a boy's hunger.
Okay, well, what should I do next?
I serve at my local chicken place, right? We all got one, right?
Did you not get sweet and sour chicken the first time?
No. Every other time I usually get like the normal spicy one, the hot spicy one, or extreme because I'm feeling like extra like I need this to flush the system, you know. It's like when you eat really spicy food, when you eat like extremely spicy food, you know how it just like flushes your system out and you just feel better about yourself after.
No,
You don't
I'm not
do
gonna.
this.
I'm not gonna.
Sadly-
I think you just doxed yourself.
Dox
Sad-
myself.
Yeah, you dox yourself because now we can just listen out for the massive shits,
What do you?
and we know who.
No, femboys don't poop. It's the law. Yeah, I've been struggling with a little bit of texturing here, and kind of inspiration. We got our lovely little biome, the salt flats up here, which I love more than anything. We got our lovely mountains, forests, domes, rocky plains, the
I think
little
I'll do the
cliffs.
enclave.
I mean, just
And,
not like these links.
Sure, you spam my chat beats
I
you
was
up.
trying to get the I was trying to put the Sheepa merch clip.
Buy that merch. Buy that merch. Buy that merch. Buy
so
that
they can
merch.
see the cuteness.
I'm one of the only people I know who has bought my own merch.
I mean, if I had my own merch, I might buy some.
William, I want you to
It's
know
your
first thing
birthday
I'm
today?
gonna do. First thing I'm gonna do after this next rotation in
You gonna get my merch?
Gen Con, I'm gonna buy that merch. Buy that merch. Buy that merch.
Yep, I'm
You know what's
proud to be
really
the first one
upsetting
to
to me?
have bought the merch.
I don't think I did a good enough job doing that bit that I did.
Well, you know what you can do? You can play it back on the stream and do a third version.
Buy that merch. Buy that
Buy that
merch.
merch.
Buy that
Buy-
merch. Buy that merch.
No, I can't, because it has to be completely unrelated again. You know what I mean? Like the first two are like
William, are you
What?
filling me? Sorry. Oh,
the original is just Sheeper going like, "You can do it, you can do
you
it,"
can do it.
and then the updated is just buy that merch, buy that merch,
Buy
buy
that
that.
merch. Buy that merch.
But like, you know, is there anything more than I could have added to that right now?
The reason
No.
why you said that in the first place was also I just asked you to give me motivation to paint like Warhammer models, and you
Blood
did.
angels. You wanted motivation to paint your blood angels.
And then
That's
you went, "Oh,
adorable.
hello, Jazoo." Wah.
No, it was
Yeah,
Tushi.
which is why-
Tushi was like, "Have no fear, sheep, I'm here," and I was like, "Oh, that's good." Awa, 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 awa.
Which is why I kept that bit in the end of the clip.
It's why I kept in like a little react. I don't know if you noticed, I reacted along to it.
Buy that merch. Buy that merch. Buy that merch.
Don't buy that merch. Don't buy that merch. If
Buy
you
that
do
merch.
one thing,
Buy that merch.
no, don't buy that merch.
If you do
Mm.
one thing, you know, subscribe to the sheep,
Subscribe to Sheepidly.
because technically that makes him more money. He makes
Don't
like 10
fucking
pence off
give
the
me
merch.
money. Oh my god.
He makes like 10 pence off the merch sales.
Can I make money?
Maybe. Get a job, bozo.
Oh my god. I think I'm
It's-
just gonna leave now.
Oh,
No,
that's
wait,
so
I love
cruel.
you.
So
I was
cruel.
joking. Joking. I'm letting my heart open to you, Ginger, and I'm telling you now that I'm sorry. I regret for what I said. I will not make those mistakes going forwards in the future, and if you got this far in the apology video, buy that merch.
Smash that like button.
Hang on, I need to do a hot take reaction of. I don't really think that Sheepa needed to apologise for.
Yeah,
what
I
he
actually
said
don't
in the
think that he
past.
needed to do that. I think that showed a lot of weakness. Now the whole internet is just gonna walk all over him from here on out. Anyway, see ya.
I'll take being weak and walked. Wait, Stepdad?
iDubbbz, I mean, William basically just like turned around, bent over, and actually, well, I can't say that. Well, I can say that, but there's other people here. I don't want to make a bet.
Yeah, that tends to happen when you're streaming. Other people appear.
Dare they?
Why you just okay? I'm gonna just
No, no,
redeem.
don't hurt me.
You get to think about what you did now.
Since I've basically stopped drawing at this point and we're just talking, the stream can just get the Broccolent staring at them aggressively with 3
Zoom in.
knives.
Can you make?
Ginger.
Wait. Did you already make his eyes glowing? I was gonna say, could you make his eyes woke?
Ginger, I can't believe you'd silence a gay little guy on Pride Month.
Oh no!
That's what you did.
No, Jerry's making his eyes woke. Now
How do
put
you
a
make
red dot in the
eyes
center.
woke?
You're good.
What do you mean?
Do you not know what
woke?
that means? Have you not seen the
Oh,
woke
no,
eyes
I-
meme?
Yeah, I get it now. I'll just like, I'm thinking about the conservative woke when I hear that shit. You know.
That's absolutely horrifying, and I love this like 10 times more now.
I want the broccoli men to be real. By the way, guys,
They are
chat,
real.
the broccoli men are a thing in our campaign. They are men made of broccoli. They
They're
come to my
basically
TikTok.
tiny ants. Like broccoli are basically just tiny trees
I don't know. They don't have any bark.
because they aren't large enough to grow bark.
Is that canon?
Yeah.
Free canon?
It's like a Canon camera.
Is that a Sony Xperia phone? Some of the worst phones that I've ever used in my life.
Why do you have it then?
What am I gonna do? Fucking replace it? Do I look like I made a fucking money to you?
What the fuck?
You're asking me a lot of stupid things, like, hey, why don't you just replace your phone on a whim? Like, I couldn't afford that.
Are you not?
Mm.
You know what? No, you're.
You know I'm right. It's probably fine. Probably. What matters is I'm not going to undo it now. It doesn't matter if it's fine or not. I'm simply not doing it again. Just so upset that you couldn't talk right that you just cut yourself off. I thought you went into like a stunned silence, I'm going to be honest. I didn't realize you'd left.
I only noticed because I saw his reactive disappear off the.
I was
on my
I was
screen.
so engrossed in placing pixels. I love you, Gim Gam. Oppa.
Now Gingam can spend his time staring at the eye.
Of Sauron?
No, of Brocco.
Is that his name?
Yeah, it's Brocco's modern life.
You name that motherfucker Brocco the Broccoli.
It's actually Brocco's prehistoric life. Yeah, it's not modern at all, but
Oh shit, my bad.
but the
You still
joke
named
is
that
really
bitch
him.
Brocco the Broccoli?
Well, you think this guy's got a brain in there? He's made of broccoli.
Yeah, I think he's got a little broccoli brain.
To be fair, they could probably all be called Brocco and we wouldn't know. Because no one's ever tried talking to them. We just try and boil them and eat them.
I'm sure someone's tried talking to a broccoli.
Yeah. Vegans.
Very mixed results, I'm sure.
I'm so sorry, but I'm vegan and I have to eat you. At which point the thing screams and tries to knife them.
Yeah. I mean, that's a plot point if you play as the Brocco man. You have to fight vegans.
Yeah, I was thinking only the boss for them was the Rat King. No, it's Gwyneth Paltrow. For some reason, she exists.
She somehow exists in this world. She's like, I'm gonna make candles out of you.
It's like, do you have a vagina? Because I want to make broccoli vagina candles.
I want to remind people that Gwyneth Paltrow in that documentary, if you can call it that, she went to meet like a guy who just jumps into ice baths for fun, right? Which she didn't do, but her paid interns, she made them do it.
Paid, yeah, paid.
God, if that's exposure shit, that's so sad.
To be fair, they were paid in exposure because they jumped into an ice bath.
They did get exposed to ice, yeah. Remember the ice bucket challenge?
Yeah, I do.
You ever take part?
No. Before the time when I really gave a shit.
I didn't either. I think back in the day I thought that the ice bucket challenge was cringe, which is completely unjust.
I mean, to be fair, it is kind of cringe, but it's the same kind of cringe as any of the thing for charity things. It's like, maybe just give some money to charity and don't like try and get some 5 minutes of fame off it. Just give some money to charity.
Wim Hof, he's called the Iceman. Yeah, that guy. He does. It's basically his entire shtick that he jumps into like the Arctic waters and stuff. An immense cold resistance. He's a Nord.
There is some research to suggest that like doing the whole ice water and ice showers and stuff does make your body produce more brown fat instead of white fat, which is more thermoactive.
I had no idea there was a different kind.
Yeah, I didn't for a long time. I found it out a few years ago. But apparently that, brown fat is more thermoactive, it uses more calories, which is why people do ice showers to lose weight, because it helps them lose some extra weight in the long run. But it's kind of meant to be there, so if you're like in cold climates a lot and you have fat, some of it changes over to create heat to try and make you survive at the expense of using some of the stored fat that you've got for energy.
Okay.
Which kind of makes sense, but it's just on a very physiological level, yes, it makes sense and it can do a thing, but he takes it to the extreme of you need to breathe a certain way, you need to do that, and his entire thing is built around you're going to sit in an ice bath for 5 hours. No one's going to do that because no one has 5 hours spare unless you're a rich fuck who can spend money on a program.
Okay, so Wim Hof has an immense cold resistance that he uses to promote pseudoscience that humans can control their own nerve system and biology. We can't. Yeah. I'm sorry, that's not a thing that we just switch on and off.
Yeah. The act of going into the cold water every single day will trigger physiological responses. You can't control it, it's just your fucking body doing it on its own.
You wanna see what my body does on its own, baby?
Yeah.
And then I crawl at you like a fucking snake.
Good. I deserve it.
I didn't do anything.
You clawed at my body like a snake. You just said.
Crawled.
Oh, crawled. Sorry, I thought you said mauled. Or clawed.
No. I have no idea how to do shading. I think I just got lucky with the other two areas where I just sort of like spammed my mouse around and it worked. Sure, how do I be shade D?
I couldn't tell you. Because
You're not a shady individual?
There we go. I had to refresh your stream to see it.
Oh, I was about to ask, fuck. English
Yeah,
is my first language.
For some reason, the stream had frozen. It was still showing the text document.
It's because I didn't bother changing it over to this thing.
Oh, okay. Because now I'm seeing it on Discord as well, so yeah. You can actually see the map now.
Yeah, I just don't know how to do shading. Like, I've speckled the desert. I'm comfy with the speckling. It's kind of like the Martian terrain over there. I'm good with it. But I'm not ready to shade it, I don't think. Do you think you could, like, fix most deserts by, like, dragging a river through them? Like, going into the city builder mode and just dragging a river?
What ends up happening is you can see this with Egypt, which is primarily sand. But if you look at what happens with the Nile, there is a thick band of green on either side of the Nile where the water has made things grow. And then it starts to like dip off and just go back into sand. So if you did drag a river through, on either side of the river nearby, there would be greenery that starts to grow during the wet seasons when there is actually a river, and assuming it doesn't dry up, it will be there all year. And then it would like slowly, like as you got further away from the river, the plants would either be more sparse or would be smaller until eventually you just got to sand again.
I once had a good theory, right? That if we cut a hole in the middle of Australia and we just let the North Sea and South Sea flood in, it would like make the entire area livable. What do you think?
No, I don't think it would make the entire area livable. It would make a portion of it livable.
It would make
But
life
also-
easier if you could just like pipe things into or out of it.
But you've also got to remember that if you're doing that with the seas are salt water. So salt water's not really going to help things grow because it's salt water. I mean, unless you're planting things that are specifically good with salt water, like mangroves, it's just going to be a pool of water with the exact same dead area around it.
Is
Because
salt
there's too
water
much
better
salt for things
than
to
no
grow.
water?
Salt water is better in no water in the fact that things can still live in the salt water.
No, but
But-
like, say you're crawling through the desert and you find like salt water in like a puddle.
No, do not do it. If you do that, you will get more dehydrated.
Ugh.
Because by taking the salt in, it will pull water out of your cells that's already there, making you more dehydrated.
It
Which is
sucks.
it's one of the reasons why they say never. Yeah, if you're stranded at sea, never drink the seawater. Because on the one hand, you're probably going to throw up because it's just really salty, and your body doesn't like that, so it's going to try purging it. So anything in your stomach content is going to go with it, including any excess water. And if you do manage to actually, not throw up the water, it's going to start dehydrating your cells more because of the salt. And then also because it's salty, you're going to want to piss, and you're going to piss away more water. So
We're
it
just
has
Stuck in a
negative
hellish
effect.
cycle.
Yeah, essentially. That's why, a lot
We
of the
cannot
time
survive
in-
the heat.
We can't survive heat, we can't survive cold, we can't survive salty water. Which is the reason why we have invented things to help us with those things. Like we have invented cold weather clothing, and sleeping bags and tents. We have invented fire. We have invented air conditioning units. And we have
I like that
invented
last
ways
one.
Yeah, that last one's a good one. And we've also invented ways to turn salt water into drinkable water via filters and evaporation and various other means, which is what they put in the survival packs for lifeboats.
What did they put in the
So-
book, Surviving the Zombie Apocalypse?
I don't really think they put much in there for water. The only thing that I remember in there was that during the first days, when you first hear it's going to happen, if you're staying at home, fill everything with water, which is the generic thing they say with any survival thing. Fill
but
your
that is
bath with
fair.
water. Fill your bath with water. Fill all your sinks with water, because at some point the water supply could cut off, and you
That
will
does
be
happen in
without.
Project Zomboid, yeah.
Yeah, it does happen in Project Zomboid.
Which is the most realistic zombie simulator.
Yeah, it's also taken them just as long to make it as the zombies have taken to turn up so far.
Yeah. I mean, you know
Because
for a
they've got
fact that the
cold
zombie
stone
virus is, like, literally sitting in, like, a lab somewhere.
Oh yeah, it's either.
You know,
ready
some
to
stupid
go
fucking,
or-
like, military jackass was like, Harold, I want you to bring me the fucking zombie virus. Like, smoking a big cigar and shit, and they're like, hurry, you gotta bring me the Z virus.
Yeah.
I'm like, scientists like, sir, this is highly unethical. It's like, I'm gonna get fucking paid.
It's always been one of the things that I've always, because everyone's always like, "Oh, zombies." The zombie thing would never happen these days because we have guns. We'll just shoot them, and they're also forgetting that that involves you just randomly shooting a dude on the street, which most people, even if they own a gun, are probably a bit averse to because it still looks like a human, and so unless
Very
it
morally
physically tries
difficult.
to attack them, unless it physically tries to attack them or someone they care about, they probably would not do it. So saying, "Oh, it's never going to happen because we could just shoot them before they take root," yeah, if bite is the only way it transmits.
See, the
But
way I
they
see
did
it
Oh, God.
is, when it comes to the Z, Tip's hat, that's you zombies, like, I don't think people are gonna have the toughest of times just blasting. But, like, the real difficulty of zombie apocalypse, it comes in, like, how it spreads.
Hmm. 'Cause I know that the way that they did it in the actual World War Z book, the good part, the good version of it, it originated in China for some reason.
Biggest
it wasn't
population density,
Yeah.
shrug.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. It just happened. It turned up in a really remote area. Someone got bitten when diving for family treasures in an old flooded village. They came out. They bit someone else, and before anyone knew what was going on, a bunch of people had been bitten, and it was also in like a few other areas it had turned up, and there was no like real. This is the exact place it turned up, but it was mostly like little pockets of areas in China. And then the Chinese government were like, "Okay, yeah, we can shut this down." And to be fair to them, in the story, they did. The problem was the way it spread out of China was illegal organ transplants.
Jesus.
People had been bitten, kind of gone into the coma bit, which is how the virus progressed in the story. Was you went into a coma first, then you woke up again as the zombie. So people had like gone into the comas, they'd been assumed to be dead, and then black market organ traffickers had just taken the organs and shipped them off to everywhere and all over the globe before the person had actually transformed. So the organs looked perfectly fine, they looked perfectly healthy. They then got transplanted into healthy people who changed on the operating table and then started biting the doctors and the nurses.
I gotta say, this sounds kind of stupid to me.
It is silly, but it's one
The
of the
idea
most...
that there's a bunch of, like, black market, like, organ traders who fucking did it.
Well, don't forget the whole like thing of there's been around a conspiracy about like black market organ harvesting in China for a long time. And I
Yeah,
think
but
it's just
that...
like it went
Is
with
that a
idea and it
conspiracy,
was-
or is that, like...
I don't know. I haven't looked into it, and I honestly don't care because this was a story. If it's real, it's real, whatever. But in the story, this is how it happened. And it just happened to be that I think it was like 1 or 2 cases actually happened as an organ transplant, which is what transferred it out of the country. Because it was just extreme coincidence that some of the people that were harvested had been bitten and had died either before the change or had comatose before the change and been killed.
Mhm.
And so some like German dude ended up getting a heart transplant, and because it was the heart where the virus was, as soon as it was in and was connected, it pumped the virus all over his body. Before the anesthetic wore off, he was up and zombie. And then
What's
he
in his
bit
head?
people.
In his head. Zombie.
But so yeah, he'd bitten staff, and they just thought that the guy, because they obviously didn't know there was a zombie virus, they were like, my god, the guy went nuts and started biting us. They just cleaned it with a bit of antiseptic, put a bandage on, went home. And then most of them then died and became zombies whilst at home, and it spread from there.
I like how zombie media continues to be like some of the best media to show us how badly we deal with viruses and shit. I've been
To be
thinking
fair-
about playing Plague Inc. recently.
Oh yeah, Plague Inc.'s a good one. But I mean, to be fair, I mean, just look at how we coped with COVID. About 50% of the population of the world were like, "No, it's not real. What the fuck are you on about, mate?" So they'd be walking up to people, get bitten, and would go, "Oh, you a fucking idiot! What are you doing? You pretending to be one of them zombies? You fucking weirdo! I'm not getting a vaccine." And they would walk off and proceed to become one of the things.
Yeah?
So it's like,
Rest in
It's-
piss.
yeah, so rest in peace, you fucking idiot. You know, you'll be one of the ones that change. You're one of the ones that's going to get fucked over.
That'd be my copium in the zombie apocalypse. I'd be like, you know, this sure is bad, but when I think about it, half of the people whose skulls I'm bashing in's head might be people who are denying it. But nuclear turbines, right? Turbines work off steam from nuclear fish inside the seawater. The fresh water through the evaporation.
But
Oh.
Duck also got a Pepsi ad, which is good because it means technically I've got a Pepsi sponsor now because they advertised on the
Yo! I wonder if I ever had a Pepsi sponsorship. You guys would let me know if I got I got like a Pepsi ad, right? Especially given my history. I don't know if you guys noticed, I've mailed Pepsi on Twitter multiple times. Trying to get them to respond to me.
stream. I think the problem that Ginger's talking about with the salt water
Mhm.
is, yes, it might boil at a higher temperature, but when it boils, it's going to leave salt deposits on everything, and salt is very much known for helping things rust quicker.
Ugh.
So it's going to end up gunking up a lot of machinery quicker than using regular water.
You need better materials. Waiting on my carbon nanotubes so I can upgrade myself with them. I haven't decided how I'm quite going to do that, but, you know.
Yeah, I'm stuck between that part of like just wanting life to stop and also going, but I really would kind of like cybernetic legs.
I want to know what it feels like having a cyber limb.
I
I want to go to one of those like tech shows in the future, and they're going to have like models of like these cyber arms you can try out, and I'm going to be there like messing with the cyber arm, like laughing my head off like a fucking evil genius. Meanwhile, the scientists are stood behind me like, oh great, another fucking guy like this. Hey buddy, time's up, move on.
Yeah, but I don't know which one to get. There's like 20 options. Yeah, but just pick one of them already. We've got a queue.
I promise you, right? If idiots weren't currently in control of like the cybernetics or like augmented humanity transhumanism research department, I'd be on that shit like a fucking car bonnet. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want the limitations of my flesh.
Yeah, I want to replace my body parts with more efficient body parts. Because then it takes the effort off me for fixing my body. I can just say, "I'll give me a robot version instead." Just cut my leg
I'll
off
take
and
it.
give me so cut my torso off and give me a thinner robotic torso, please.
Yeah. I mean, like, I would cut everything that doesn't need to be there.
Yeah, which is most of it, to be honest.
Yeah, I want to reduce all of my redundancies.
I think we can probably get to the point where it's brain in a jar inside a robot before we start going, well, okay, now we're bordering on the this isn't really human much anymore. And then once we get rid of the brain and make it a computer, it's like, okay, you're definitely not a human anymore. You have the memories and personality of one, but you are now completely metallic and artificial. You are not a human.
Hit midnight, so I'm probably going to wrap up here.
Oh my god, we have, jeez.
I'm going to go give Lyra a little rate, because I think it would be very fun to do. And thank you all for stopping by for tonight. It's been a lot of fun. We're going to be here doing more of this TTRPG throughout the week, mainly at this time, but I'll always be on, like, most days, just playing random games. But again, thank you all so much for stopping by. Let me get Lyra's channel in case the raid breaks. She is playing Slay the Spire. Oh yeah, thank you all for stopping by. I love you, and I'll see you later.
Hang on, how are we spelling this person that we're raiding? I do not know Lyra, I don't think.
I'll post the link in your chat. Wait, no, I'll just post the @.
Lyra Mori?
Yeah, Lyra's a friend. Lyra's a precious friend. I met Lyra through Ace. Yeah, thank you all so much for stopping by, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Start raid, go.